So today we have another tragedy in boxing. This one actually happened in sparring. So rest in peace, Dwight Richie, who died after sparring with Michael Zarafa. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Real Life Boxing!
Blessed love and blessed day, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fire and this is Real Life Boxing. As I said, Dwight Richie has died after a freak accident while sparring with Michael Zarafa. Before we get into it, you guys smash on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and so forth. First of all, I feel like I've been making way too many of these videos like within the past few months, man. Rest in peace Patrick Day and the whole rest of the bunch, you know what I'm saying? That was just like literally like 2 weeks ago. So first, I just feel like we're doing way too many of these videos. Second of all, shout out to Kill's Corner, because I heard it from Coach Kill at Kill's Corner first, and then I looked it up and now I'm reading the article. Well-liked Australian fighter Dwight Richie has passed away after a freak accident while sparring Michael Zarafa. On Saturday, the 27-year-old Richie collapsed after a session with Zarafa, who was preparing for his December rematch with former welterweight champion Jeff Horn. The Daily Telegraph, the first report the news. According to the paper, Richie took a body shot, walked back to his corner and collapsed. He could not be revived. Richie suffered only his second loss in a 21-fight career back in August, when he lost a decision to rising superstar Tim Tszyu. Richie's promoter Jake Ellis confirmed the tragic news on social media. It is with great sadness and shock to announce that the fighting cowboy Dwight Richie sadly passed away today doing what he loved. As Dwight's promoter and friend, it's unbearable to accept the tragic news that just surfaced. Dwight will always be remembered by the boxing fraternity as one of the brightest talents in Australia, whose fighting style embodied exactly how he lived. Rip Cowboy, you'll be forever missed. Richie was in training for a light middleweight fight against Tommy Brown on the undercard of Tszyu's December 6th card. Richie, who grew up in Shepparton in County Victoria, battled cancer when he was 6 months old and again at 18 months. Really sad news, but very interesting. And with all the tragedies that's been happening in boxing, you know that saying that everything happens for a reason. Very interesting that this happened in sparring, because after the death of Patrick Day, me and Coach Kill, we were talking about, you know, how can they make the sport of boxing safer? What are some of the things that we can make that can make the sport of boxing safer? And one of the best things that we could have come up with in the conversation is, of course, we have to spar. Sparring is the best way to actually prepare you for a fight, but maybe cut down on the hard sparring. Just like Coach Kill said, the gym is supposed to be school. Sparring session is supposed to be school, but we got guys literally trying to kill each other in sparring. And I know, you know, sparring matches has always been hard. Like, I know most of Mike Tyson's sparring were like actual fights. To me, that has something to do with the way that his career ended up going. You know what I mean? And Mike Tyson, on his record, he has a lot of fights. And so imagine all the sparring, because his sparring was literally like fights. You can watch them on YouTube. They're just throwing bombs at each other. And, you know, me and Coach Kill been talking. We feel like a lot of these injuries that these fighters are coming into these fight with, they talked about Anthony Joshua being concussed from sparring. I feel like a lot of these injuries are happening in sparring. Also, the referee Steve Willis came out with the interview and he talked about the same thing. A lot of these guys are already being injured in sparring, and then they come into the fight and the referee's got no idea they're injured. You know what I mean? They get injured in camp, in training camp, and people are keeping it under wraps. You know what I'm saying? They're getting dropped in sparring. They're getting knocked out in sparring. They're not going to the doctors after that. They're just getting up, and saying it's another day in the office. You know what I mean? So I think that sparring is one of the main things to look at. And like I said, we ain't going to say just cut out the sparring, because sparring is the best way to prepare you for the actual fight. Like my kids, they spar a lot. You know what I'm saying? At one time, when we were getting them ready, like they never sparred, but now they're ready, like they spar a lot. You know what I mean? But more tactical sparring, and not just all out, not just an all out war, especially with today's social media. This is the social media era. So dudes spar, they got their boy videotaping, they want to get a knockout in sparring. And I'm not saying this is what Zarafa did, but I'm just saying that everything happens for a reason, and it's kind of good that this has that it's not good that it happened, but like I said, everything happens for a reason. It's interesting that it happened in sparring, because I feel like sparring has to be looked at. You know what I mean? Either more responsible coaches and trainers, or they really start to like regulate the sparring. You got the commissions, coming down, regulating the sparring in the gyms, making sure, these guys are wearing the proper gloves, the proper type of headgear. They're going the right amount of rounds. They're not going, more rounds than they should be, and stuff like that. It may be a lot, but I'm just saying, sparring to me needs to be looked at by the coaches that are running the sparring session. Sparring just doesn't need to be an all-out war all the time. I want you guys to tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. I know I have a lot of subscribers that are Australian, so you guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Again, rest up Dwight Richie, rest in paradise, rest in power, rest up. This man died in sparring. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he loved boxing, but still, we gotta avoid these tragedies as much as we can, man. And I know, it's the nature of the sport of boxing. It's a brutal sport, but we don't have to add to it by absolutely trying to kill each other in sparring. Those are learning moments, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep this one short. I gotta head to work with the champ, finishing up this project today. You guys protect yourself at all times. Keep fighting your fight. Have a blessed day, and tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section. Rest up, Dwight Richie. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.